It's the 28th of February and we leave Dover because this morning we're heading to Hobart. On the way we're going to stop at a town called Geeveston because we want to see the Ave giant, a eucalyptus tree which is 87 metres tall and whose trunk holds 360 cubic metres of wood. Unfortunately, the fires burning at the time, in particular the Rivo Road bushfire, has burnt the tree down and you cannot go to the site. Fortunately, the Geeveston Information Centre has drawn an outline of the base of the tree on its shop floor. We leave Hobart on a beautiful sunny morning, flying along the eastern edge of Tasmania. As we go, we see the salmon pens and lots of beautiful scenery before finally turning west at the bottom of the island and landing at Melaleuca. We land at Melaleuca, leave the plane, go along a small boardwalk and get into a large aluminium dinghy. We're on our way to Bathurst Harbour, and on that way we go through some of the most beautiful pristine water you're ever likely to see, with a few yachts here and there moored. Apparently you are not allowed to fish in this area. As we approach the spot that we're going to land at, and we know we're going to have lunch there, we're amazed at how idyllic it looks. This is some lunch spot. After lunch, we head back to the original mooring spot, but we have to rearrange the boats at the jetty. Watch for a couple of handy blokes here who really know their way around jetties, boats and ropes. You can't hear the audio in the video, but apparently the pilot said, "Great work, boys. I couldn't have done it without you two." Having moored the boats, we set out to walk the Needwanny Trail. The Needwanny were the original Aboriginal inhabitants, and we're on our way to the hut of Denny King. Denny King, or Charles Denison King, was a tin miner by profession, responsible for opening up tourism in the southwest wilderness of Tasmania. He was also responsible for preserving the habitat of the orange-bellied parrot and for discovering or rediscovering the Banksia kingi, thought to be an extinct shrub of the Melaleuca species. We leave the Needwanny Trail and head back to the plain. From there, it's over the spectacular Eastern Arthurs and Federation Peak, down the Huon Valley, back to Cambridge Airport in Hobart. But on the way, our view isn't as clear as it was on the way up, because the bushfires over Tasmania have started to take hold. In fact, we can see smoke, and our pilot interrupts his commentary every so often to talk to pilots who are fighting the fires. Of course, we don't realise it at the time, but tomorrow we'll encounter the fires again. However, today has been a wonderful day, and we're so grateful to the ranger at Cockle Creek who suggested that we take this flight. Hello, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I just thought I'd add a few comments in the way of tips or thoughts about the adventures in today's video. The first thing is that if I was going to Cockle Creek again, I would take my camper trailer with me. We left ours at Dover and just drove down for the day, not appreciating how absolutely stunningly beautiful Cockle Creek is. And there are plenty of places to camp down there. So if I had my time again, take your accommodation to Cockle Creek. The second thing is the town of Geeveston. Geeveston is a very attractive, almost romantic town, I think you could call it, and I'm sorry that we didn't spend longer than we did in it. But we had to be in Hobart on the same night as we were in Geeveston in the morning, because we were booked on the plane the next day to Melaleuca. But Geeveston is certainly a place I would have spent a full day and probably one night in. A couple of other things are this. You might remember in a previous video a bloke called Chris who skippered the boat that took us up Cataract Gorge. He was the person who suggested we visit Cockle Creek, and we did, and his advice was first class. When we got to Cockle Creek, the bloke who was the volunteer ranger in the ranger station was the person who said to us, if you can afford it, you should take the plane flight from Hobart to Melaleuca. And that flight was absolutely, that whole day was absolutely first class, a great experience. And it was quite expensive, but we decided that we were never, or very unlikely, to be back in that part of Tasmania in our life again. And so we paid for it, and it was just really a wonderful experience is the only way I could describe it. So I guess sometimes you've just got to bite the bullet and go for the experience. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you watch the future videos, because we're not very far into this trip. It just seems to be taking a long time to retell it. See you in the next episode. Bye for now.